Hello everyone. I am not with you today. I had to take a couple personal days just to go handle some family business, but I didn't want to leave you without an assignment. So, today, what you guys are going to be doing is you are going to be learning how to use Canvas, which is a drawing app that you can find on your computer. It's for free. Wonderful, yay. And for your assignment, I'm going to show you how to do all of this, but you're going to be downloading an image, any image of your choosing, as long as it is appropriate for school. So it can be a cartoon, it can be a face, it can be an inanimate object, it's completely up to you. But you're going to be downloading an image, you're going to be putting that image onto Canvas, and you're going to be tracing over it. I am making you guys this video so that if you run into problems, you can just rewind the video and it'll answer your questions. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to share my screen on this recording. And once that pops up, so in your Google Classroom is the link for this application. I'm also leaving the link with your substitute so that they can give it to you if you ask for it. In this app, it is a very basic version of like Photoshop or any other online drawing application. When you first click on the link for Canvas, it might ask you to sign in or like start it up or whatever it asks you. When you click on that, you can just sign in using your CPS Google account, the same way we do with those pixelated GIFs. Once you sign in with your CPS Google account, it will take you either to this page or to the home gallery. If it takes you to this page, that is fine. You're going to click on this little home button up here. And when you hover over it, it says back to gallery. Once you click on that home button, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to open up a new tab. You're going to go into Google and you're going to search up whatever image you want to use to trace over. So I'm going to look up JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Once you look up your picture, you're going to go to Images. You're going to find whatever picture you want to use. So I'm going to look up a black and white photo. I think that black and white works best for this, just as like an introductory assignment to Canvas, because you'll be able to see what you are tracing over better, in my opinion. Not in everyone's opinion, but in my opinion, this works easier. So I'm going to go with this picture right here. So once you have your picture and you select it and it pops up over here on the side, you're going to hover your mouse over the picture and you're going to click it using 2 fingers. So I'm holding up my fingers in like this little claw. You're going to use 2 fingers and click on your picture once. When you use your 2 fingers and you click on your picture once, it's going to give you this drop down bar. Once it gives you this drop down bar, you're going to click on Save Image As. Once you click on Save Image As, then you can click on Save. It might take a while for that to load up on your Chromebooks. Just be patient and let it load up. So once you click Save, then you're going to go back into Canvas, and up here, you're going to see New Drawing and New from Image. If you just click on New Drawing, it won't let you put in a photo. So you want to click on New from Image. Once you click on New from Image, it'll pull down, your recently downloaded stuff, your recently downloaded image. Then you can select the image that you chose. So this is the image that I downloaded. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to click on Open. Once you click on Open, it'll open it up as it's your image. Then you can start drawing. Before you start drawing, though, I highly recommend that you zoom in on the picture that you chose to draw. The way that you zoom in is the same way that you'd zoom in if you were using your phone. So you just hold up, so on your mouse pad, so not on your phone, but it's the same way that you'd zoom on your phone. So on your mouse pad, you're going to make this motion. So you're going to start your finger off in like an OK sign and open up your fingers. If you want to zoom out to make your image smaller, then you're going to start outward and pinch your fingers together. So the way that you zoom in and out is just the same way that you zoom in and out using your phone, except you're doing that on your mouse. So I'm going to zoom in on the picture that I'm going to draw, and I'm going to explain these tools over here on the side to you. So this tool right here, this big black dot, is how you change the color of whatever tool you're working with. So I'm going to change my color to red so that it's easier to see over the black and white image. Once you change your color, this tool right below that, where it's like this little pencil in this triangle, controls the size of your brush and how transparent it is. So if I want the size of my brush to be much larger, I'm going to roll that all the way up to 100. So now my brush size is bigger. My mouse is much larger. If I want my brush size to be smaller, I can scale that back to like 18, and now you can see it's a lot smaller and finer. I'm going to work, let's see, what number is this? This is about a 35, so I'm going to stick to a 35. And I'm going to make sure the opacity is all the way up at 100. This you don't really need to mess with right now. I'll explain that further later when we have class next week. Next are these pencil and pen tools over here on the side. This first one is the pencil tool. It draws the same way you would expect a pencil to draw on paper. It kind of has that graphite look to it. Next is the pen tool. It draws like how you'd imagine a pen would draw. Next is the marker tool. And the difference between the marker and the pen tool is that the marker tool has a much bigger brush stroke. So the pen tool can get really fine lines, whereas the marker tool can't really get those nice fine lines. So that is the marker tool. And next is the chalk tool. And the chalk tool is similar to the pencil tool in that it has that kind of texture to it, but it's just much bigger than the pencil tool. And then last but not least is the eraser tool, and that erases. If you also want to erase something and you don't feel like getting out the eraser tool, you can click on this undo button up here, this little loop with the arrow at the end, and it will undo the last thing that you did. And it'll keep undoing until there's like nothing left to undo. So if I just keep clicking undo, it undoes everything. It undoes everything that I just did. And if I want to redo the things that I just undid, I can click on the redo button, which is right next to it, and it'll put back everything that I just did. So as you guys are doing your tracings, I recommend that you use the pen tool or the pencil tool. Either one of these, I think, works best. I personally like the pencil tool, but I'm going to be using the pen tool for this demonstration. So once you have zoomed in on your image and you have selected whichever tool you want to use, then you can start tracing over your image. I want you guys to take your time with this and really practice and get used to using Canvas. So I'm taking my time and I am tracing over Jotaro's nose. And I want it to be as close to the drawing as possible. Next, I'm going to do his eye. So I'm going to trace over his very pretty eye with his very big lashes. And then I'm going to do the bottom of his eye. And I'm taking my time. I'm not going that fast because I want it to be as close to the original drawing as possible. Next, I'm going to do his iris. I can go in and kind of correct that little spot. And then I can even go over here and select the eraser tool. You can change the size of the eraser tool too, so that it's smaller if you need it to be. I'm just going to fix that line right there. Then I'm going to go back to the pen tool that I was using. So I want you guys to take your time with these. I want you to trace out all of the lines that you see. So in this image of Jotaro that I chose, it has a lot of lines. You don't necessarily have to do all these textures that are like in his coat and in his hat, but I do want you to do all of the lines like in his nose, eyes, mouth, ears if they're visible, the hat. I want you to draw as much as possible because I want you to get used to using this tool, this application, because this is what we're going to be using for quite a few of our art projects from now on. I'm working on getting other applications that we can use, but they all cost money, and I am not made of money. So I'm trying to find ways to fund those projects. So as you guys are working on your tracings, you can come over here into this upper right-hand corner where it's like this little square. You can click on that, and this is where your layers are. So when you download an image, it produces 2 layers just automatically. The first layer is of the original image that you chose, and the second layer is of your drawing. So in this first layer, if you don't want to see it anymore, this little eye that's right here, you can click on that. And when you click on that and it gets that slash to the eye, that means that you don't see it. So obviously my picture is now gone and just my drawing is visible. So I can see and check in on like how I'm doing and how I like it. So I'm going to draw a little bit more of his other eye. Over here, I'm going to zoom in some more so I can really see what I'm doing. So the more you zoom in, the easier I find it is to trace. When you're zoomed out, it's really hard to do very straight, precise lines. It's just harder. When you're zoomed in and you're really up close with the photograph or with the picture that you chose, it's a little bit easier. And it's easier to see what you're doing. And your hand doesn't waver as much when you're up close with the picture. So I'm going to zoom out. So here's my drawing so far. So I'm going to come over here to the layers. I'm going to click on the layers. I'm going to click on this eye. So that's what my drawing looks like right now. So for class today, I want you to get as far as you can in these and then upload them into your classroom. So in order to upload them, like at the end of class when you're done, right here are these 3 little dots. You're going to click on those and you're going to click Save as Image. Once you click Save as Image, then you can go into your Google Classroom, click on Classwork at the very top. So once you save it as image, once you save image as, then you're going to go into your classroom. So these are obviously my classrooms. You're going to find your classroom, whichever one it is. You're going to go into classwork. And once you go into classwork, it's not here right now, but there will be a week 3 that has Canvas 101. And you can click on that and then submit this assignment. I will be grading these. This will be your grade for the week. I want to see that you guys were working in class. I want to see that you guys were doing your best with this. These do not need to be Picassos. These do not need to be completely, perfect. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking for that you're trying, that you are putting an effort in, and that you are paying attention in class.